Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel. It's Jerasia and Honey, the bumblebee beta dragon. First of all, she's in her tank right now because she's eating and also warming up. So she's just gonna be in there probably through the whole video. And also this video, I don't want her to be out because I'm actually going to be dealing with her food, actually her worms and stuff, and I don't want to tease her with her worms right now. She's actually eating her worms and her greens. And I was like, you know what, I just decided to do this video just to show you, because the last time I did her worms or her mealworms, superworms, whichever one it was, I don't remember. I haven't done it in months. So this is just an updated video of her worms and where I keep them. So let's get into the video. So first of all, I want to say that, oh, there she goes, up to her light, look at her. So first of all, I want to say that she does not get worms every day. She gets worms about 3 times a week. She gets her greens every single day. Her greens, she gets peppers, she gets blueberries, raspberries, peppers, whatever she eats. I try to change it up because she does get bored. She is a very picky eater, so she does get bored, so I try to switch it up. But I've noticed that she only likes to eat like things that look blue or almost dark in color, like her raspberries or her blueberries and things like that. So that's the only, she's very picky, but that's what I've been noticing for the past couple of months. Let's get to the worms. So I'm gonna turn this. So her worms are actually in these bins. This bin here, and then this bin is the bottom. This is where her worms actually are at, right next to her tank. So let me actually show you and see if I can bend it down. So these are all actually superworms. This is empty. This is what I dust her worms in. But the rest of these here actually have her superworms in it, and her mealworms and beetles. And then I'll show you the other one. So these actually all contain, I just fed her some from these, so they probably is like no more in here. These are all her superworms. Superworms in here again. I will show you. Oops. You see, I'm trying to do this all superworms. I actually have to clean them out because I haven't cleaned them out in a while because I went on vacation, not vacation, I went to up north for my Vavo's funeral and stuff, so I haven't had time to, there she goes, to clean it up. These are more fresher. And then she got a lot of baby worms, you can see here. Those are all mealworms, sorry, mealworms. So I'm actually gonna show you kind of what I do. Let me show you the bottom bin. The bottom bin holds all the eggs and the babies, like the eggs and the actual tiny babies. Let me pull this closer so you guys can see. And then these, I will show you actually. Sorry I keep moving the camera, it's just I'm trying to show you. So what I have in here is actually oatmeal and Cheerios, dried Cheerios. So that's all that's in here. I usually just, there's one. There you go. They're pretty small. I don't know if you can see. Okay. So they're like that small. They're even smaller. Some of them are a lot bigger. Like this guy here. You can't see him, but sometimes they get really that small. But I usually like to clean this out. Let me lift this up. I usually like to clean this out once a month so that I don't bother them that much, but I haven't cleaned this out in a while. So we're just gonna get to it. These are all healthy. Oh my gosh, camera work, Jerasia. These are all healthy here, so I'm not gonna mess with these. I just kind of look at them and see which ones need to be picked out and which ones don't. So in this one, there are a lot of dead ones. So I just pick out the ones that are dead and just throw it in here, and then I throw it away. And I also have a reaction video coming up as well. I'm sorry I haven't been posting much. It's because life has been crazy. I had to go up to Massachusetts for my grandma, my Vivo, we call her Vivo, my great-grandmother, not my grandma, my great-grandmother's funeral. And then I just found out like 2 days ago that I have about now 29 days, about a month until I finish this first semester of veterinarian school, which is pretty amazing because I didn't think I wouldn't say achieve anything with my life, but kind of go into vet school. But here I am about to finish my first semester, which is pretty amazing. But I finished this, I cleaned this out. So it's pretty much what I do. You want to see my ugly face. But I didn't really clean out that much. It's just like the empty shells. I've always wanted to be a veterinarian ever since I was probably born. I always loved animals. I get my love for animals from my dad, because my dad used to always bring strays in, and he used to always have dogs or cats or anything like that. So that's where I got my love from animals. My mom, I wouldn't say she loves animals. She's okay with animals, but she's not a big fan like me. Like, animals are my passion, and that's what I'm going to school for. So it's pretty amazing. So that is fun. I was about to throw an actual bug. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, yes, I'm going to be doing more reaction videos because I actually love them. I'm actually going to do one after I'm done with this video. Done with this one. I'm just going to clean out the superworms because I actually want to get into that reaction video. So they're all done now. That was pretty easy. I got so many bugs in here. So let me show you. Let me turn this around and show you guys. Okay, so I hope this is recording. Let me see. It is recording. Okay, so it might be upside down. So what I usually do is kind of shake these things and put them in this bin here. I don't know if you can see the bin because I can't really see what I'm doing. So as you can see, there's some worms. These are all mealworms, not superworms. Mealworms. I've tried breeding superworms before, but they were a lot harder to breed than actual mealworms, so I just didn't do it. I don't feed Honey mealworms all the time. She gets them more as a treat. I just decided to start breeding because I thought it was pretty cool. So, and I tried my hand in trying to breed things, but here they are. Isn't that pretty cool? So they are a lot bigger than they were before. So I do give them, sometimes I do give them Honey's leftovers of her worms. Of her greens. There's a lot of extra dead skin here. They're so big. Look how big they are. And there's so many. I usually go through this bin here with a fine tooth comb because there are so many worms. These are the ones where like the babies and the eggs. As you can see, there's some small ones that I just throw in here. That's usually what I do, is I find them big enough. If they are big enough, I actually put them in this bin here. But for the sake of the video, I'm actually not going to do that whole thing. I will do it off camera because it's too much. You have to go through all this gravel. You have to go through all this. Here's the worms. You have to go through all this, and you can see all the gravel. Why do I keep calling it gravel? It kind of is gravel. All of the oatmeal and stuff to actually look for them because they are very, very tiny. Dang, I keep dropping it. So, see, it's right there. I don't know if you can see it. So, yeah. But that's usually what I do, is I go through this with a fine tooth comb, and I find all of the worms and just throw them in this bin with the bigger worms. And then once they get big enough, I put them in this type of container, maybe a little bit bigger because I don't want them in this small thing. But in this type of container, or the bigger ones, I usually buy worms and just keep the container after I'm done using it because I don't know where to get these containers, so I just keep these containers. So I put them in those containers and separate them and then let them get a little bit bigger, and then the cycle just begins. I do have a lot of eggs in here because I do have a lot of beetles, but I'll actually show you my beetles. They're actually not in here because I separate my beetles from my eggs, and also separate my beetles from my worms. So I'm gonna put this bin back with the eggs and clean this out as well, but right now I'm not gonna do it. You can see all this just shell. This is outer shell. I'm just not gonna clean that right now because it's gonna take too long, and I do the same thing, fine tooth comb. I pick them all out, and I pick all the babies out, and then I throw this away and put new oatmeal in here. So I'm not gonna do that right now on camera because it's gonna take too long. So I haven't cleaned this out too. I haven't cleaned any of this out, so it seems dirty because it is. If it seems dirty to you, because it is. This is where my beetles are. Most of my beetles probably have died because they lived a long life. Here's one of them, a long life. They only live for a little bit. Oh, here's one of them. So here's one of my beetles. I'll show you. He's the black one. So these are the tiny ones. These are the mealworms beetles. These are the one that lays the eggs. And then there's also this size too. These are also the mealworms. This one is dead, obviously. Probably not even showing you. The mealworms here. I don't have any superworms, and the reason why is because the superworms are a lot bigger, and it's just too much. Sometimes I do find some worms in here, so I just throw it in that small bin. But I also clean this out. I take all the beetles, dead beetles out, and all the live beetles, I separate them, put them in different bins. And I actually put this gravel that I took all the beetles out, and I just put it where the eggs go in the baby bin, and I put new gravel on, and I put the new beetles in and start the cycle over again. So that's pretty much what I do. So yeah, that is it. Beetles can lay hundreds and hundreds of eggs, so I'll constantly have worms. I just started this maybe the beginning of this year, so it's only been about 6 months, and I already have so many worms. But they do take time to lay eggs, and also take time to grow as well. They don't grow overnight as usual. So yeah, I've bred a lot, and I also given a lot to my turtles, and also to my bird, and also to honey as well. So they've eaten the worms that I've bred, and I know what's going into the worms and what's going into the beetles because I breed them myself. I don't like getting them from the store anymore because you don't know. They can have some type of illness that they can give your bearded dragon, and I don't like that, so I started doing that. That's the reason why I started breeding my own worms. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. And I just put this bin back in, and then I put all of the superworms on top so I know where all the worms are, because I've had some cases where the worms do get out some way, somehow. They always, oops, oh my goodness, poor things. They do always end up getting out some way, somehow. So I just keep them in the bin so that, I feel dirty now. I keep them in the bin so that I know where they are. If they do end up escaping, they will only escape into the bin. They won't actually escape out into the room or anywhere else in the house, because you don't want any worms running around your house. So duh. But she's chilling up there on her hammock. If you see her feet, I can't zoom in, but her feet are basically like right there. You see her feet? Those are her feet right there. I'm still I have another video. I'm still decorating her tank because that's why it looks so plain, is because I'm still decorating it and I'm still changing it. I have all this stuff in here that I want to decorate her room with, but I actually have to disinfect it and clean it. But I just got home like 2 days ago. That's the end of this video. That's pretty much it. yeah, so bye, see you guys later. We will do another reaction video after this, so because the reaction video I'm going to do is, yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.